Okay, people, something to report back on. It's a bit sad this, but a lot of you know that my dad's got Parkinson's. Well, it's advanced Parkinson's, and I went up to see him today, and yeah, it's not looking good, people. You know how when someone's got Parkinson's, they get to the stage where they can't swallow? Yeah, he's got to that stage. Yes, he's lost a lot of weight, and I went up and I was there with my mother. This is my JW father and my JW mother, whom I love, and obviously I'll do anything I can to help them because they've always been there for me in life. And when I saw just how emaciated my father had become, and I put my my hands on his leg to try and move his leg, and I'd realised just how much weight he'd lost. He's lost about 2 or 3 stone. Yeah, it's not looking good, people. I've got to prepare myself now for the final act of Parkinson's, and that's when they just can't swallow, and that's eventually how they come to the end of their life. I'm in a dilemma, aren't I? Because, you know, the love for your parents and doing what is right and everything else, and your own living your own life, and the commitments of living your own life. So yeah, everything's on hold at the moment, and I've still got my hotel booked. That's a fact. It's yeah, about 400 quid without the breakfasts, and I'm there for 4 days because I'm going down a day early, and I'm leaving on the Monday. But I'm worried about my dad, and you'd be the same. If you was going through what I'm going through, you'd be worried. So I'm just waiting for that telephone call, which is likely to happen. The festival that I normally video, I've just had the festival organiser, Mike Blundell, on the phone to me to ask me to do the RAMS, the risk assessment for the festival for this year, and I've got it on my computer, and I'm just doing that for him. And I'll do what I can to help people. I'm a helpful person. Yeah, you've got to get to know someone before you really understand what someone's all about. Too many of us are quick to judge. And I'm going to just stop it there for the emotional part of it. I'm going to go over to the technical side now. Should I, you know, all go, you know, God willing, and everything works out, and my dad is okay, and I don't have to action the monies, which as the executor of the will I would have to do, and make sure that everything is taken care of in that aspect. Should everything be okay, people, and I am there, which is what I want, you know, I want to be there for you, and give you a glimpse of the real me, because all you've seen up to now is what you've seen on the videos. But I'm an emotional person, you know, Pisceans, we're quite emotional. Right, check this out, people. I'm just going to show you now this living room of mine. I've got Frida on the wall there. Can you see Frida? There she is. So I'm going to start engaging her shortly. I've also put this rig together here, this is cool as well. I've got this rig here. You'll see it now when I come round here this way. Okay, so that's a nice rig, and at the moment I've got my small HD, so you can see how I've got everything structured. It's pretty cool, and I've put it on the monopod. And obviously when I'm outside I'd have to have a dead cat on it, you know, to eliminate the noises, which is probably going to be one source of annoyance if you don't. You know, there's nothing worse than carrying out an interview when the wind's just howling and ruining everything. Also, people, check this out. What have I done here? I've actually put together a studio rig. Have I got that camera the way it should be? See there? That's really good. Right, now just bear with me now because I'm going to engage Frida. Just kick Frida into gear now. All right, yeah, it's recording now. For some reason, I just couldn't see that little red REC sign when I was all the way back there. But is it any wonder? You know, it's like 10 foot away. So I've got Frida recording now. Also, check this out, people. Let's get this so you can see it. There's the Zoom H4n, and I've got the microphones, the condenser microphone going through that. So in a little while I'm going to show you the quality of that. So I'm just going to engage her. Okay, so that's recording now. So we're recording from the condenser microphone. Okay. Now we're going to kick this one into gear. This one up here. Okay, so now we're recording from this one, from Frida on the wall. I've still got my phone here, which I could turn off now because we don't really need that now, do we? And audio-wise, I'm recording from the SE. I think that's a product of Sennheiser. And I think this baby cost me about 400 or 500 quid when I first bought it. I like it. It's got a nice bottom end on it. Also, I've actually put this microphone on as well. So I've got my favourite mic, which is the Yellowtech, which is the best mic in the world. Best mic. Then I've got this one. Whoops, there's me dropping on my gear. So I've got this one. This is Sennheiser as well. And that's going through the Zoom H4n. So you've got an XY configuration for the stereo, and that will pick up the ambient sounds in the room, which is cool. And you've got two XLR inputs, one going to the condenser and the other going to this mic here, which is right. Any difference? Might be able to play with that difference in a bit and see what it's like. But yeah, this is a good rig. A very, very good rig. And you can just adjust it if you need to. Now, I was thinking that the best way to hold the mic, right, you'll see that the reporters on the telly, they nestle in when they're holding the mic like that, either left hand or right hand, they nestle it in onto the body like that. And they hold it like that. So they're talking to their subject matter, or the talent, and they've got the mic just down here. So it's not obtrusive. If you have it like that to your mouth, you know, it can be kind of off-putting, and you don't want that. You want the freedom to walk around, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm walking round, I'm having a look at Frida, and I can see myself with my glasses. Yes, yes. You're getting older, mate. You know, you're in your 50s now. No one lives forever. Yeah, I'm a bit emotional. God, you know, you do worry about your mum and dad. And I'm going to do what I can to help mine, you know, because they never did turn their back on me at any stage. So how could I repay any kind of unkindness to my mum and dad after all this time? I just couldn't do it, people. Right, walking back into the main studio area, and this is where we're going to carry out the interviews, people. I think this is what Louise is probably going to be quite excited about, that if we can get like a little studio set up like this with maybe 1 or 2 cameras and audio professional device like an H4n Pro, and as a bonus this roving mic here that has no lead at all, just records straight onto an SD card, which I absolutely think is fantastic, one of the best things ever. So what do you think? Do you think that we can hear people's stories? Can we hear that what people have had to go through? Because Marty hasn't been through anything, really. I mean, not the way Lynn Gardner had been through the mill with the story that she told, and the Son of Thunder. I mention these two because people, these are my favourites. The Son of Thunder and Lynn Gardner were probably the main reason why I decided I wanted to be involved with this protest. I was always in denial until that point. I was always thinking that the Jehovah's Witnesses, if they were to be blamed for anything, it was because they were just being overzealous when they joined as an NGO to the United Nations. But, how can that be if you're signing declaration paperwork and every year you have to abide by the UN Charter resolutions or whatever it is in small print that they willingly had to put their signature to. So yeah, it was, for me it was a bit worrying that they wouldn't even make an announcement from the platform to tell people that's what they were doing. And I did front this out with an elder about a year ago, and he just kept saying that someone in their era thought it was a good idea at the time to use the library. But I'm sorry, but I have no proof of that. I have no proof that anybody at the Bethel headquarters acted independently. And that's what I thought at first. I may have said that in an earlier video, that I believe that someone acted without the governing body knowing about it. But, how can that be? When they're supposed to pass everything through that weekly meeting. Oh, look at that, I've just seen that my phone's upside down. And it's still on record, so it's recording like a blank space. Yeah, you're still recording, aren't you? You know, you're not getting any better looking, are you? You know, your male modelling days are well and surely behind you, aren't they? You know, when you was 22 and you was a catwalk enthusiast and a bit of a clothes horse. I can't help but crack a few jokes because I have to do, because I'm losing my dad. I'm going to lose my dad shortly. I'm getting myself prepared for him being taken away from me. Yeah, my mum said today, she said, Martin, it wasn't meant to be like this. Blame Adam and Eve. It was Adam and Eve, obviously, that lost us this everlasting life. And well, I just couldn't say anything after that because I was just looking at my dad, wasting away and not eating and everything else. And I couldn't come back with an argument off my mum, and I don't want to do. I don't want to put a brick wall up for my mum. She don't deserve that, you know. What, I mean, she doesn't even know I'm going down to this protest. She knows I'm going down to London because I told her I'm going down to London, but she thinks it's on business. She'd, I don't know whether she would find it a personal insult if she knew that I was down there filming. I mean, she knows I like photography and everything else. Maybe she'd just cut me some slack and say, Martin, I really wish, you know, you wouldn't, but if you have to, I can't stop you. That kind of thing, you know. Yeah, I'm going to wait for a phone call. I'm going to get a phone call later from the nursing home or from the bar doc or maybe from hospital to tell me what's going on. And then I'll go back and pick my mum up and we'll talk about what we have to do from here. Yeah, anybody that's been through something like this, when they've lost someone with Parkinson's, yeah, send me a message. Yeah, give me the benefit of your experience if you've been through it. It might help me come to terms with how emotional it can be. You just can't plan anything. And I mean, obviously you have to plan things in life, because if you don't, you get nothing accomplished. And to a certain extent, I've planned this protest. I've had the hotel booked for 4 months. And yet, if I get a phone call from the hospital to say that your dad's taken a turn for the worst, he's even worse than he was this morning when you saw him, then guess what? I've got to put my father first. I've got to put my mum and dad first. What kind of son would I be if I didn't do that? So I feel as if just going to get bad news any day, and it's just going to kill all my plans. And I hope you understand, if that did happen, and I was to then say, I can't, you know, fulfill my obligations, and what I said earlier, I hope you'll understand. But everything is subject to my dad's health and whether he makes it or not. And I'm going to leave it there, because what else can I say? I've explained to you. You know, I've explained to you in all sincerity that I can't be nasty to my Jehovah's Witness mum and dad. Not now, not ever. And I was just hoping that other people have parents that were as loving and forgiving as my mum and dad have been to me. Because I can bet you if they were, there wouldn't be half the problems within the congregations around the world within the Jehovah's Witness religion. Thank you.